biggest mistake of all the people that I've helped so far is the lack of control of their finances. And to make it real simple, budgeting, right? Money management. A lot of people do not use a budget for different reasons. You know, some people just don't like it. Some people don't agree with it. Some people just aren't familiar or don't know how, right, with budgeting and really the power of writing down where your money should be going each and every month, each and every week, every 2 weeks. That is one of the main mistakes a lot of people make. And because they don't do that, they find themselves living paycheck to paycheck. They find themselves not knowing where the money, all the money that they make is, because a lot of the times, probably 90% of the time, I would probably say 95% of the time, most people make enough money. They just don't manage it correctly. And budgeting is one of the biggest things. That's actually one of the first things that I sit down with every single person that I sit down with and help them do is walk through a budget, sit down, create a budget, and create one that's best for their lifestyle so that they can get back in control. Because when money controls you, it's hard to manage it the right way and to get yourself back on track to financial freedom.
That is definitely, you're definitely right. So being that said, how would you say is the best way to budget?
The best way, man, it's a lot of ways, really, but you know, because everybody's different, and I do believe finance is personal. Everybody's story is different. Everybody's situation is different. But however, for most people, what I would say the simplest way, and you know, there's the 50-30-20 plans, there's a payday budgeting, there's a whole bunch of different types. But the simplest way is really automate saving and investing. So I don't care what you do. Let's say you can live off 80% of the money that you make, and you can save and invest 20%. I don't care what you do with that other 80%. I don't care where you spend it, what goes on. As long as you automate the saving 20% or investing 20%, or even half and half, 10% to savings, 10% to investing. That is the simplest way. Just automating your spending, automating your saving, and automating your investing as best as you can, so that you can win long term. You know, everything else, all the other type of plans and budgeting plans out there helps specific people in specific situations. But the easiest way is to automate the saving and investing.
That definitely that was
Yeah.
you retire early.
Yeah. So one of the things that I think a lot of people should do when it comes to retiring, you got to know your numbers. You got to figure out exactly how much you can live off of, or have a number that you can live off of in retirement. When it comes to money, when it comes to anything financial, you have to be specific, and as specific as possible, so that you can reach those goals that you want to reach. To retire early, you need to figure out exactly how much you spend, your expenses every single month on a monthly basis, something that you can stick to without changing your lifestyle, without changing how you live, none of that. That's number one. Then take that number, whatever that is, and multiply that by 12, then multiply that by 25. That's going to give you a minimum retirement number. And I say minimum because it's very minimal. It's basically just money that you need to survive, money that you need to live comfortably in retirement. And you figure out that number, whatever that number is, by multiplying your monthly expenses times 12 times 25, and you invest every single month into a Roth IRA, specifically a Roth IRA, because the Roth is going to let you have tax-free growth over that money after 59 and a half. You can take out all of that money completely tax-free and live off of that without ever touching the principal. That is the key. That's the goal, to be able to have money invested that you can live off of for forever. And to me, that's the quickest way to build up a retirement savings. And you really want to focus, whatever monthly number that is that you're investing, or annual number that is that you're investing every year to get to that retirement number, because retirement is a number, not an age. Whatever that is, you need to really focus and be intentional on putting that money to the side every single month. Or if you want to get there quicker, cutting out everything else that's not going towards that as much as you can, so that you can get there as quickly as possible. That's the quickest way to build that wealth up, to have it invested and have money really working for you, so that you can just, live and go do other things that you really want to do in your life, whether that be starting a business, finding your passion or your purpose in life, to be able to impact other people, or, investing into real estate or any other asset where you can make some income from that as well.
That's definitely great. So, what would you say? Since you brought on the Roth IRA, can you describe the difference between a Roth IRA and a regular IRA?
Yeah, I can. I answer this question all the time, believe it or not. So let's start with a traditional IRA. The traditional IRA is a individual retirement account that has the same contribution limits as a Roth IRA. So you can contribute $6,000 per year in the traditional under the age of 50, and you can contribute $7,000 per year over the age of 50. The traditional, however, is what's known as a tax deferred retirement plan, meaning that your taxes are deferred. So since they are deferred, any contributions that you make, you can deduct that from your taxes every single year. So I would say for people that are a little bit older in age, that may be looking to save money currently or save on taxes currently, the traditional is the best route. Now, if we're looking at the Roth is also an individual retirement account, same contribution limits. However, this is a tax-free growth account. So by tax-free, I know a lot of people think you get taxed twice when you put into the Roth, but you're not. So you get taxed initially whenever you get paid from a job. Whatever money shows up in your bank account is already after-tax dollars. The money that you put into the Roth is the after-tax dollars that's going into that account. And so because it's already taxed, therefore it can grow completely tax-free as long as you don't touch it before 59 and a half. And with the Roth IRA, there is an income limit, however, of 140,000, I believe, for 2021. So if you make over 140,000, you won't be able to contribute to a Roth IRA. But there is something called a Backdoor Roth, which I don't even know why they made the loophole, why they made the rule, if they were just going to give people a way to invest into a Roth anyway. But there's a way to invest into a Roth if you make over 140,000. But that's the main differences right there between the traditional and the Roth. The traditional, it doesn't have any income limits. The Roth does. And the Roth grows tax-free while the traditional doesn't.
Good. Could you explain the Backdoor Roth IRA?
Yeah, so the Backdoor Roth IRA is just a tax loophole for people who make basically over 140,000 who can invest into the Roth directly. What you do is you invest, you max out a traditional IRA that has no income limits. You max that out. So let's say you're under 50, you have $6,000. You put all of that into the traditional IRA. You don't invest it or anything. You just put it inside the traditional IRA. Then what you do is you immediately convert that into a Roth IRA, and it becomes a legal asset for you, even though you can't directly invest into the Roth IRA. But Once you get it converted to the Roth, you can start investing in everything just like normal. But you will have to do that every single